On board the starter's boat, ready to go. They're lined up alongside us as he throws the flag, and round 3 is underway. And look at the yellow and white boat. That's Ocean Dragon Racing. The lighter Supersport boat has really taken a flying start. He's leading the field. Fantastic stuff. Just behind him, on board Chaudron with Oren and Audrien Siantar. There are boats everywhere. They've really got to make sure they don't hit anything early in the race. At the top of the picture, OSG pushing hard. There's Fameblast overhauling the Chinese boat. And who's that? Kicking up the rooster tails at the bottom. That is the new Vetpunkt.com machine. This is a great start from two of the front runners in Evolution. Look at this. Neck and neck. We had such amazingly close racing in Malta, and it looks as though round 3 of the championship is starting out to be exactly the same way. OSG right with them, as Fameblast just seems to have the advantage. The top end speed playing into their hands. First place in Evolution. Great battle for second. OSG closest to us, really bouncing over the top. Then Caracol's in there as well. And Vetpunkt.com just inches behind in 4th place. What a close opening lap in this really heavy head-on sea. I'm surprised that they can keep up the sort of pace they have. Now there's the marker, just gone out of shot. Ocean Dragon Racing coming inside the orange marker as they round the yellow marker at the most windward part of the course. Now everybody's made it around there safely, but look, Fameblast is turning back. They've gone outside the orange buoy in the heavy head-on sea, and they know they shouldn't have done that. And Caracol is turning as well. Coming round a spectator boat there, they are turning. Ocean Dragon Racing, they went through the right sequence of buoys, so they continue. But just look at the conditions. A big running sea, these must be 2 or 3 meter waves, and there's really just so little visibility. Spray everywhere. You're seeing more sky than sea, and look, the buoys are barely even a meter out of the water. They'll be all but invisible at the sort of speeds that these boats are doing. So OSG, our current Evolution leaders, they're powering off back down the course. They're obviously happy with what they've done. Here comes Caracol. They've also gone back and gone through the gates again, now carving their way through the tail of the Supersport field. So OSG rounds the mark. There behind them, Ocean Dragon Racing, second overall, and the Supersport leaders. And look how they turn. That thing is flying, and who's that in trouble? That is Vetpunkt.com. Looks like they've got issues on the first couple of laps of this debut for them. Now, here is Arpro, second in Supersport here on lap 2, racing under appeal, of course, but they've got to put that behind them. Third place race in Supersport. That is the Bootsy Bullet on the right, Chaudron the yellow boat on the left. And look how differently they ride the swell. Chaudron really going very well indeed. Making third place in the class their own, on board with them, and look, there's just horrendous weather all around them. Looks like the clouds are closing in. Here is our Supersport leader though, Ocean Dragon Racing, and of course they retired from both races in Malta, but looked very quick, and that's Fameblast. They are out as well, on board with Claudio Castellari and Adriano Planata in Toraya. That's Toraya being overhauled by Caracol. That's for second place now in the Evolution class. These seas are really shocking. It's like the beginning of last season all over again. So much air under these hulls. Look at the swell. They're now up to around a 3 meter swell. Very stiff indeed for the cruise. Really getting knocked around. So much air under Toraya. And Fameblast are back on the move again. Starting lap 3. So OSG, our overall leader, and surely, steadily, relentlessly, Caracol closing. The overlap begins now. Where do they find this speed? Caracol, wow, that's incredible stuff. So dramatic, the picture of these boats in this conditions. Absolutely fantastic to watch. Now, slower boat in front of them, got to make sure they negotiate that, and the markers, they're safely inside the orange markers this time, and Caracol from the back of the field, having made a penalty turn, if you like, to go back and retake the marker correctly here at the beginning of the first lap, is back in the lead. That's absolutely remarkable. Arpro continuing to battle in the Supersport class, second position. but not for long maybe. There's Ocean Dragon Racing in front. Arpro are just closing in as they come head on into this really rough sea, heading towards the Anzio lighthouse. Now they start to turn down sea as well. The water will be behind them. Butzi Bullet now third in Supersport. This Fabio Butzi machine, brand new with a Cummins diesel engine. And Jolly Special here, lapping Sarima in Supersport on their third lap. Some of these boats really are not making great headway in the very heavy seas, but you can see some very different hull designs. Ober Racing going slowly as well. They're in 7th place in Supersport, so it looks as though they've got problems in the heavy seas as well. There's Supersport contenders 4-1. Wildcard Sif, the yellow hull, and Faneplast coming on the outside as well. And those two battling for 4th place now in the Evolution category. So whatever heralded the near departure of Faneplast earlier seems to have been fixed. Lap 4, Supersport leaders still Ocean Dragon Racing. Arpro coming between Ober Racing and Sarima. Centre of the picture there, the second boat in the Supersport class. Again, the British crew going very well indeed. Mike Shelton and Jackie Hunt. There's Arpro. Ocean Dragon Racing just really picks up out of the corners and goes. Martin Lai famed in British offshore circles for loving the wide open speed of powerboat racing. ITAL Craft XT a lap behind the leaders, but still doing well in the class. They're in 4th position, so not too bad at all. Chasing them 4-1, 5th position in Supersport, the Belgian crew. Now they had a very encouraging weekend in Malta, and it looks as though they're going well here too. Evolution class leaders Caracol approaching the midway point, halfway round the course. Of course, this is where they had to turn round and go back on lap 1 because they made a mistake going outside that orange marker. No problem with their cornering this. Oh my goodness! Did you see Chaudron there aiming at the clouds? That's just ridiculous. Arpro Racing here, second still in the Supersport category, and Ober Racing, well, they are having a lot of air under the boat as well. Now here is a good Supersport battle, 4-1 in the middle, and here comes Caracol just powering straight through. 4-1 actually going well, lapping those other two Supersport boats, but just look at the ridiculous pace of the Evolution class machines. With Evolution, that is Faneplast. Looks as though they're slowing down again as OSG puts a lap on them going by. And Tarayo is chasing OSG. They're already around the mark. And in fact, they're already past Faneplast. Faneplast kicking up a lot of spray, but going nowhere fast. And Tarayo really looking very comfortable in the heavy seas. The Curve may be an old warhorse, but there's life in her yet. Now again, this is Chaudron 6 in Supersport, lapping Sarima. The brothers and sister looking quite happy on there. Carpenter passing Wildcard ORTM. This is towards the tail of the Supersport field. Again, two very different looking machines. Well, some great racing all the way up and down Supersport, and here comes the lead battle. Chaudron just rounding the mark in the foreground. Ocean Dragon Racing, well, that's the first time they've seen Chaudron as they come up behind them to lap them. They are our Supersport leaders, and not too far behind, that is Arpro. Just a couple of 100 meters in it, look, not more than 4 or 5 seconds as they round the mark. That's a very close battle, and that could still go either way. Still Martin Lai with the lead. He hasn't, oh wow, he hasn't seen, I'm not surprised he hasn't seen anybody. Oh dear, and that's Chaudron suddenly dead in the water. I was going to say Martin Lai hasn't seen anybody since the start of the race, apart from Evolution class, and they're dropping like flies. Absolutely stopping stock still as well. That is the lead of Supersport about to change hands as Arpro goes spearing past. Ocean Dragon Racing and Ober Racing have stopped as well. That's 3 Supersport contenders out within a few seconds of each other. Well, that is going to launch 4-1 Racing up the class order as well. They're just passing Jolly Special. 2 minutes ago, that would have been for 6th. Now it's for 3rd. Well, Caracol leading Evolution. No dramas for them. OSG 2nd. The drama for them might be from Taraya in 3rd. That's a good battle in Evolution as well. Well, Faneplast barely making any headway at all. They might even need a tow to get back to harbour Sif, a wild card here for